Welcome to the February Crochet Block Party. This is Barbara's block party for February. The crochet along for the squares that we do each month that we will put together at the end of the year. And this is the number 2 square in our 12-month crochet along. This one I am calling the Lacy Blossom. It just looks like a blossom flower to me, and it looks like lace all at the same time. So I've been calling it all kinds of things, but I have determined that Lacy Blossom is the title. So our Lacy Blossom square is super easy, super fun. It starts with a magic circle and just goes out from there. It is quick and easy. It looks pretty no matter what color you make it in. And as you remember, I am making my squares in the Pantone color of the year, the gray and yellow. And so I am loving this. I think this is going to be a really nice addition to my blanket for this year. So let's get started. The first thing you'll need, of course, is your yarn, and I am using the Pantone color of the year yarn, so I'm using the gray and this lovely yellow. I am using the Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn, and this one is just simply yellow, and the gray is Graybeard. So that one is lovely as well. You'll need a J hook, a 6mm hook, and this is my favorite clover hook, and this is the one that I will be using. You may feel the need to use a stitch marker. I personally did not need to use a stitch marker on this. However, if it increases your comfort level, then please, by all means, go ahead and use a stitch marker. And of course, you're going to need some trusty scissors for the end. So I'll move those to the side. The first thing we are going to do is make a magic circle. And then as we make our magic circle, we are going to chain 3. 1, and that's the first stitch in our magic circle. 2, 3. Okay. And then in our magic circle, we will be placing 19 double crochets into this magic circle. We are going to count the 3 chain here. And so in essence, we will eventually have 20 double crochets. We are going to count this as a double crochet. So let's place 19 more double crochets into this magic circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and every now and then we need to just give this a little pull. We don't want to lose sight of the end of that magic circle tail. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Okay. And then we're going to pull this. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is join with a slip stitch in the top of the chain 3. So remember that first one is way down here, 2, 3. It's right here. Okay. So now, right now, our hole, is a little bit large, but as we keep working it, we can bring this in, and it will come in and close completely in the end. So now we are on to round 2. And in round 2, we are going to chain 4 and double crochet in the next stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a stitch that we just connected into, so we are going to count that as our first stitch. We chained 4, which counts as a double crochet and a chain 1. In the very next stitch, we are going to double crochet, and then we are going to chain 1. In the very next stitch, we are going to double crochet and chain 1, double crochet and chain 1, and do this all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so we have 1 space left. I've counted all of the double crochets, including this chain 4, and we have 19. We should have a total of 20, and so I have this 1 space left right here. And so I've chained 1, and I'm going to place a double crochet in that last stitch and chain 1. And then I'm going to count up 1, 2, 3, and into the 3rd chain, I'm going to slip stitch, because that 1 chain is equivalent. It's the same as the chain between all of the double crochets in our round. So I'm going to give it another little tug. Do you see every time we get a little further away, this center comes in a little bit easier. And so I'm just going to keep coaxing it until it will eventually close completely. Okay, and we have slip stitched into the 3rd chain of our beginning chain 4. And the next thing we are going to do is slip stitch into this very next chain 1 space. And once we slip stitch into the very next chain 1 space, we are going to then chain 1, and we are going to single crochet in the same space. Single crochet in that same space. Okay? And then we are going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And we are going to single crochet in the very next chain 1 space. Right here. And then we are going to chain 3 and single crochet in the next chain 1 space. Chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 1 space. And this is what we are going to have, are these little chain 3 loops all the way around. So chain 3, single crochet in this chain 1 space. Let's continue this pattern and I will meet you at the beginning. Okay, and don't worry if as you're crocheting, your crochet wants to, you know, get a little fancy. Simply laying it flat and spreading it out is enough to make it behave. So I have my chain 3 and I have one more space left. So I am going to single crochet into that last space. And now I'm going to chain 3 and I am going to slip stitch into this single crochet. Slip stitch into that. Okay. This is looking really pretty. And now we're ready for the next 2 rounds. And the next 2 rounds are going to be exactly like this. The only difference is that instead of slip stitching into the chain 1 space, we are going to slip stitch into this chain 3 space. So slip stitch over here, and once we slip stitch, then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to single crochet, and that will bring our stitch to the middle of that chain 3 space here. Now what we're going to do is we are going to chain 3 and single crochet in the next chain 3 space, and we're going to repeat that around, and we are going to make sure that when we get to the end, we are going to chain 3 and then slip stitch into that into this single crochet, okay, as we're going around. And then we're going to do it one more time. So 2 more rows of chain 3, single crochet in the chain 3 space all the way around, 2 more rows of that, and then I will meet you back. 1, 2, 3, single crochet in the chain 3 space, 1, 2, 3, single crochet in the chain 3 space, 1, 2, 3, single crochet in the chain 3 space. So the round that we're working on right now is round 4. And so round 4 and round 5 are exactly the same. And I'll meet you back. Okay, I am at the end of round 5, and I have just single crocheted in the last chain 3, and I chained 3, and I am ready to slip stitch into this single crochet from the very first round. So now the next 2 rows are going to be exactly the same as each other. I will give you the instructions. Are you ready? We are going to slip stitch into the next chain space right here. We are going to chain 1, and we are going to single crochet. That looks familiar, doesn't it? The next step is we are going to chain 4, and then we are going to single crochet into the next chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we are going to single crochet into the next chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet into the next chain space. And we're going to do this all the way around, just like we did with the chain 3s, only this one is a chain 4. And we're going to go all the way around, And when we get back to the beginning here, we are going to slip stitch into this single crochet right here. And then we are going to do this all over again one more time. Slip stitch into the chain 4 space, chain 1, single crochet, and then chain 4, and single crochet, chain 4, single crochet all the way around one more time. So we have 2 more rows to go with this chain work. So we are going to 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet all the way around for rows 6 and 7, for round 6 and 7. Okay? And so let's go ahead and do that, and I will meet you back when we get to the end of round 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet. Okay, and now we are on to round 8. What we are going to do, we have just come to the end of round 7, and we have slip stitched into that single crochet. And now what we are going to do is slip stitch into the next chain space. So we're going to slip stitch into here, and we are going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now what we're going to do is work 6 treble crochets into this same chain space. So we're going to work 6 more. This chain 4 will count as 1 treble crochet. So in essence, we will have 7 treble crochets into this space, and this will be our corner. So wrap twice, go into the chain, yarn over and go through 2, 3 times. If you want, you can move that over a little bit. So we're going to do a total of 6 treble crochets. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So counting that chain 4, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this will make up the corner of our square, because right now we're in the round, and so we have to work it so that we get a square. Okay, now in the next chain space, we are going to place 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we are going to half double crochet in the next single crochet stitch. So that's this stitch right here. Okay, we're not going to go into here, we're going to go into there, and we are going to half double crochet. There we go. We're done there. Now in the next chain space, we are going to place 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And now we are going to single crochet in the next single crochet right here. So single crochet in there. And then in the next chain space, we are going to place another 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. In the next single crochet, we are going to place a half double crochet. In the next chain 3 space, or chain 4 space rather, we are going to place 4 double crochets. Okay. Now, in the next chain space, we are going to place 7 treble crochets. Whoops. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And now we are going to repeat that all the way around to complete the square. And I will go through that with you. Okay. The next chain space, we are going to place 4 double crochets. Okay. In this next single crochet, we are going to place 1 half double crochet. In the next chain space, 3 single crochets. In the next single crochet space, 1 single crochet. In the next chain space, 3 single crochets. In the next single crochet, 1 half double crochet. In the next chain space, 4 double crochets. Okay. In the next chain space, 7 treble crochets. We are at that corner again. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now let's take a look real quick here. Okay, you can see how the square is coming along. So we have this side and this side to complete. We are going to do the same pattern, 4 double crochets in the next stitch. One half double in the chain, in the single crochet. 3 singles in the next space. One single in that single crochet. 3 single crochets in that chain space. A half double crochet in that single crochet. 4 double crochets in the next chain space. And 7 treble crochets in this corner. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now we are on our last side. So we have 4 double crochets, a half double crochet in that single crochet, 3 single crochets in this space, 1 single crochet in the single crochet, 3 single crochets in that space, a half double in the single crochet, and 4 double crochets in this chain space. And then we will slip stitch it together to form the square. So go ahead along with me as we work this next section. Okay, look at that. Now we are going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 4. And there we go. Now we have one more row and then we'll be complete. Okay, and are you ready for this very last round? Round number 8. What we're going to do is slip stitch into the very next stitch. So we're going to slip stitch right into here. And when we slip stitch, we make sure that we leave these very gently loose. We don't want them overly loose, but we also don't want them so tight that it bunches up our work. Okay, so we have slip stitched into the next stitch, and now we are going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are going to skip this next stitch, this one right here, and we are going to go into this stitch, and we are going to place 7 double crochets into this stitch. 7 double crochets. You ready? Skip this, go into this stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, and that is going to be our new corner right there. Now, if you'll notice, we have 7 treble crochets in the previous row in the corner. We will always work the 7 double crochets in the top of that middle treble crochet. So there will always be 3 behind and 3 in front. Okay? That's going to be our guide right there. We're always going to have to aim for that middle treble crochet. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to chain 1, and we are going to skip the first stitch and double crochet in the next stitch. So we're going to skip this one and double crochet into this one. We are going to chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet into the next stitch, chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet into the next stitch, and this is going to be our pattern all the way around except for our corners. Okay? All right, so let's keep going. Chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip, double crochet, 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 chain 1. Now here is where we're going to have to look. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are going to, we did the chain 1, we skip this one, and in this one we are going to make 7 double crochet. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay? Let's keep going. Chain 1, skip, double crochet, 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 let's keep on going through to the end. Okay, now let's look. One, two, three, 4. So I am going to chain 1. I'm in this stitch right here. I'm going to skip this one and I'm going to double crochet 7 times into this corner. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's keep going. We have 2 more sides to complete. It really is that simple, and it's making a nice border. Okay, chain 1, skip, double crochet, 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 getting close to the end, chain 1, skip, double crochet, chain 1, skip, double crochet, chain 1, and now when we skip this one, we are going to do 7 double crochets into this corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So this is the corner. 7 double crochets, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we have 1 more side to complete. Okay, and do you see how when we did the chain 4 at the beginning, that's actually a double crochet and a chain 1, and then we did the 7 double crochets. So you can see how that is going to play out right there. So all we need to do is chain 1, skip, double crochet all the way down the row until we get to the end, and we are going to join our work, and this square will be complete. I really do like how this square is just so pretty. It's lacy looking, it's flowery looking, it's blossomy looking. I just really like it. I like how delicate it looks and yet how sturdy it looks from the inside. That little initial wheel on the inside is so nice. And then just the lacy mesh going out, the nice square. And this one is super quick. It has a lot of repeats in it. Okay, and so each side will have 11 posts. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We need one more here. So we are going to chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet into this post or into this stitch, chain 1, and in between here there is another stitch, and we are going to slip stitch into that. There we go. So if you ever wonder if you have made a mistake between the corners, each of these posts will count as one stitch, and you should have 11 of those between each corner. And that way you can make sure that your square is nice and even. Now all we're going to do is tie off, and we're going to weave in our ends, and because we're ending right here where this corner starts, it's going to look a little weird, but if you weave in this end, once we connect it, it will all square up, so no worries there. This is a beautiful stitch. I love it. I love the way it just seems to burst out from the center, and I hope that you enjoy it as well.